All right, so today we're joined by Nate Marquardt, former Strikeforce welterweight champion and also a longtime UFC middleweight contender. Nate, first of all, thank you for doing this interview, and how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So right off the bat, I gotta ask you. Recently, some reports came out. Ian Heinisch did an interview with The Score. He's getting ready for an upcoming fight, and kind of teased that maybe you were not that maybe you are helping him to get ready for his bout, but that maybe you were considering a comeback to MMA. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to be making a comeback, and I've known it for a while now, but haven't made it public. I've just been training, going to seminary, and staying in shape and stuff like that, and helping guys like Ian and Grant and stuff like that. So
nice. So you last time you fought was in 2017, and you said you've known for a while that you were gonna make a comeback. At what point did you realize, I'm gonna get back in there?
Well, I guess it would be in April of 2018, just a few months after I retired.
Yeah, and why is that?
Well. It's kind of a crazy story, man. But actually, I had a dream, and God spoke to me, and He confirmed it later in the week by two people I'd never met before, and one friend as well, and basically that I'd be fighting again.
I guess was that really what did it for you, the dream, or were there any other factors as well involved?
No, that was it, man. Yeah, so after I retired, I didn't train for like 2 months, and I actually just started feeling really bad physically. So I was like, oh man, I need to get back in the gym. So I started lifting weights and running and sparring a little bit, grappling, and then I had the dream, and that. So basically, when I retired, I thought that was it, and yeah, I mean. I haven't stopped training, and I love mixed martial arts. I love doing it. I love competing, but I really didn't have a huge desire to compete again. I was just gonna train and maybe teach and things like that.
And do you know when ideally you would like to come back to MMA? Do you have a target date?
Not really. I'm just kind of, yeah, just basically gonna see what happens. See where God leads me, and if I had to guess, it'd be early next year or first half of next year anyway.
Yeah, but definitely 2020 for sure.
Would be my guess, yeah.
And have you talked to any promotions or anything like that, or this is still very much in?
Not really. I mentioned, so I cornered Grant Neal in his first Bellator fight a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned something to the matchmaker there, Mike Kogan. So. And he's going to be getting back to me, but really I haven't made any kind of serious inquiries or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And I guess are you open to? Is there any specific promotion that you have an interest in, or are you kind of just like, hey, whatever? I guess whatever goes.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really done it that way before, but yeah, I think I'm just going to go with whatever gives the best offer, and yeah, that's my plan for now anyway.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm guessing obviously your contract with the UFC is up. Yeah, cool. And no interest in going back there.
I don't know. Like I said, I'll take any offer at this point.
Yeah. And I guess now that you've been training with Ian Heinisch and helping him prepare for his bout, physically, how do you feel? Because I know when you retired, you did mention you had 6 surgeries throughout your career, and also you were dealing with a chronic injury. I'm wondering what has this time off done to your body, and how are you feeling right now?
Right now, I feel pretty good. So like this last summer, I knew that I'd be fighting again soon, so I was like, okay, I better get in shape, and that was rough. Just kind of the mental aspect of it, and of course physically it's tough. So that's why it's hard mentally, because it makes you kind of doubt yourself. But at this point, I know that I'm not going to be doing it in my strength, so to speak. So I'm in pretty good shape right now, and I've been running and sparring a lot and grappling a lot. So I feel pretty good, and uh, no injuries to speak of. So
Whenever whenever you talk about the comeback, you get a smile on your face. I'm wondering if there's anything you missed from competition, or what is it that kind of, I guess, brings a smile to your face?
honestly, man, it's just crazy to me to the whole situation. So that's that's mainly it. I love mixed martial arts. I love training with guys, and I do. I enjoy competing. But I'm 40 years old, and so to make a comeback at this point, to me is kind of crazy. But it's like I said, it's not my it's not my plan. It's God's plan.
Yeah. And what would you say to like critics that say that, like, you did retire off some losses and you are 40 years old. Anybody that feels skeptical about your return, what would you say to them?
I'd say that's reasonable. That's probably that's the natural reaction to hearing news like this would be, he's too old. He's past his prime, things like that. But I know I have a future in the sport, so.
And when you retired, your last two losses were a little controversial. A lot of people, I thought you won the Vitor Belfort fight. The Cesar Ferreira fight was also very close as well. I guess, did that exit leave any sort of bad taste in your mouth, given the fact that they were very competitive fights, and you can make an argument that you won those fights, yet they didn't go your way. Did that play a factor at all into this comeback? Like, hey, I know I can put some wins together here and maybe not go out that way.
Yeah, no, I mean that the way they went actually really, that was a big part of the retirement. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I don't have any like bitterness. I definitely felt like I won, but that's how it goes, and it's heartbreaking. Anytime you lose, uh, really anytime you lose in a fight, it's pretty heartbreaking. You put so much into the training and preparation, and you just kind of you have high expectations, and then it's kind of a letdown. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not really that doesn't really have anything to do with my comeback, I wouldn't say.
And I know when you decided to retire, a lot of it was because you wanted to focus on becoming a missionary, right? I'm wondering, did you get to do that, and how is that gonna work, I guess, moving forward, since you'll be resuming your MMA career?
Yeah, I mean, so the way I look at it, so like I started seminary basically because there was an organization I was going to go with for international missions, and they require you to have a degree, and I didn't even have an undergrad, so I was going to get a master's by exception, which I still am. I have two classes to go, and I'll have a master's of theological studies. Um, but soon into my seminary career, I realized I'm not going to go necessarily with an organization. I kind of started seminary for maybe a little bit the wrong motive, but decided, well, God has me here at this point, so I'm going to finish. And it's been a really good experience. And actually, I have been able to go on a couple short-term mission trips. I went to Turkey this March, and it was amazing. I mean, we had 30 people convert, from that were Iranians that were traveling to Turkey because of the oppression in Iran right now, and it's actually really bad. Just news is hitting right now and yesterday that people are getting killed on the streets and things like that. So it's really bad, and but yeah, so I have a big heart for the Persian people. So I don't know if there's going to be something in the future with that. And but the way I see it is, I mean, I'm a full-time missionary. It doesn't matter if I'm fighting or if I'm at the grocery store or in the gym, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I've given my life to the Lord, and He's changed my life. He's saved my family, my marriage, my life, and so I owe everything to Him.
And back to your fighting career, is there anything you look to achieve in this return? Like, do you have any specific goals, or is it just just fighting and kind of resuming things?
Uh, goals. I mean, yeah, my goal is to glorify Jesus, man. That's my goal. So anytime I get to preach the word, I'm gonna take that opportunity. And other than that, I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess you could say it's a goal. Is I believe I have a belt in the future and a championship of some sort. So.
And where will you be doing your camp, like, moving forward?
That's a good question. So right now I pretty much train at like 4 or 5 different gyms here in Colorado and Denver, and I just recently started hitting mitts with a coach that I had previously, Jake Ramos. He's the coach at Genesis Training Center, and so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll have to pick one or if I can just kind of keep doing what I'm doing, or if there's a move in the future. I don't really know. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow at this point. But yeah, I'm getting good training right now. I'm, like I said, training at like 4 different gyms. So.
Because before you were with Trevor Whitman, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Are you still working with him? Because I know I mean, you're still in the area.
No, he's really pulled back. I went to his gym. He has a little gym inside his equipment, company, the Onyx brand. Really awesome equipment, by the way. But he's he's kind of doing that thing, and he's really pulled back from training guys. I think he probably has like 3 or 4 fighters max, and I don't know if he's interested in taking on, but I don't know if I'm going to work with him at this point, but we'll see.
He's also stepped up a lot in his analyst work. He's featured now during the broadcast too. So I'm guessing he's a busy guy nowadays.
Exactly. Yeah, he's too busy. Too busy for me.
Yeah. But you guys are still cool.
Oh yeah. I see him at the gym. I see him. He takes Gaethje to Easton sometimes for sparring, and I'll see him there because I go to their sparring, and so yeah. And I've been to his gym, and yeah, he's an awesome guy.
And this is a bit off topic, but I wanted to ask you this: you're good friends with Donald Cerrone, right? Because I remember watching some footage. You used to train at the BMF ranch, right? If I'm not mistaken, like a while back.
Yeah, I went there a few times. I wouldn't say. I mean, I consider him my friend, and I wouldn't say we're good friends. Like I don't know. Like I don't contact him very often or see him, talk to him very often. But he's definitely my friend. We trained over the years for quite a bit.
Yeah, I saw a video a while ago. He was building dorms in his ranch, and you were kind of teaching him how to play guitar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was wondering, I don't know if you heard, but he's booked to fight Conor McGregor now. I just wonder what your thoughts are on that.
Heck yeah, man. Well, yeah, I think it's a great fight. It's going to be a great fight, period. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I never really thought about who's going to win that, to be honest. But I think it's going to be a great fight, and definitely I could see Donald's going to have some advantages, like on the ground and size, and Donald's he's tall for his weight, and I don't know how tall. Do you know how tall Conor is?
I think he's about like 5'9".
So Donald's going to have a little bit of distance. I mean, like height on him at least. Though Conor's a pretty rangy fighter, so yeah, it's an interesting fight. Yeah, I think that'll be good. What weight are they fighting?
170.
Oh yeah, so Donald will be fully hydrated, so he'll be able to take a
yeah, it'll be a happy Donald.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
But by the way, what weight class would your return be? I'm assuming 185.
Yeah, that's another thing. So like right now, I lost probably let me think, about 8 pounds at least, if not 10 pounds. Just training. I didn't lift weights as much, and actually, in that respect, I feel better. Like I feel in wrestling and in sparring, I haven't lost any strength, but I've kind of cut the weightlifting out because that part was a little bit hard on my joints. but the sparring and wrestling and things like that, that actually makes my body feel better, more flexible, and haven't lost any strength. And so my weight's gone down, my cardio is good now, and so I'm right at the point where I could really go either way. I could easily go to 170 at this point. So uh, so yeah, that's something I'll have to think about and discuss maybe with the fight promotions when I talk to them.
About how much do you weigh right now, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what's your
Like
walk around weight?
186. Yeah.
Yeah. And that wouldn't be a drastic cut to 170, I'm guessing. I feel like that's pretty normal, right? I mean, a lot of guys walk around like 200 pounds and they cut to 170.
Yeah. So when I was fighting at 85, I would walk around, maybe 94, something like that, and cut down to 85, and that was really easy. And honestly, yeah, I think I could even trim up a little bit and lose a few more pounds, just body fat, and then making that cut would be pretty easy.
For sure. And last question before I let you go. Obviously, you have so much experience. You've fought the world's best. You've been in the biggest promotions. You've won belts, as I said. Given everything that you've gone through, now that you've had some time as being a retired fighter, and now you're planning on making a comeback, is there anything you look to do differently? Anything that you take from your first experience and having some time off to sort of think about things? Anything you look to do differently in this return?
Well, I guess, I mean, the biggest thing, like I said, is I want to lift up the name of Jesus, because he's the only way for salvation. So, towards the end of my career, I got saved when I was, 2013. And, but I didn't take a lot of opportunity with interviews and stuff like that. I kind of tried to stay away from media. So maybe I'll do a little bit more media just for that purpose. And then the other thing is probably, I was always a really good teammate, and I would help guys out, but I never saw it as such a big opportunity as it really is, to be able to influence the younger guys coming up in the gym. And so I'm really gonna, focus on that and see that as an asset to my training and just to my ministry, I guess.
All right, Nate. Well, I appreciate the time for this interview, and best of luck in your return whenever you decide to make a comeback.
Thank you a lot. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.